Good morning. So the SDAIE strategy that I am going to be teaching today is called the Idea Starter. I would be using this in an 8th grade math class. It's for the standard of graphing linear equations to solve for the linear equations. And it also includes some EL components as far as students will be listening to other students when they give their answers. They'll be writing information down. They'll be working with a partner, so there'll be some collaboration. And students will also be giving their answers orally to the questions when we come back together as a group. So um, the idea behind Idea Starter is the students will come in and there will be a graph on the board for them to see. And they'll come in, they'll get out their math journals, and they'll start writing down everything they know about this graph. And I'll give them about 3 minutes to do that. They'll be working on their own for this. And then I'll give them about a minute when they're done, after the 3 minutes is up, to go ahead and meet with their partners and talk to their partner about what they see. And then we'll come together as a class and we'll discuss all the different things we see. And this will actually bring us into our lesson about graphing systems of linear equations, because the students have seen one line before, but they've never seen two lines that intersect and understand what that means. So let's get started. Good morning, class. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Do you guys remember on Friday how we were working on graphing lines from equations? Okay, great. Everyone, take out your math journals, and we're going to spend about 3 minutes taking taking a look at the graph on the board, and you're going to write down everything you know about this graph. So, think about what we learned about last week and draw on that to kind of come up with your ideas of what you know about this graph in front of us. So again, you guys will have about 3 minutes. Don't work with your elbow partners right now. This is you working by yourself. And go ahead, let's get started. Okay, so you guys have had some time to write some things down. So go ahead and take a minute, talk to your elbow partner and find out what they know about this graph, and then let them know what you know. And then I'll go around the room group by group and we'll talk about what we've learned, what we know about this graph, okay? So let's go start with group one. Group one, what did you know about this line? Oh, you know that one of the lines is y equals x minus 7. That's great. Do you guys remember how we figure out the equation of a line? Okay, well, let's review it just to be sure. So we know that y equals mx plus b, and we know that b is what? Right, b is our y-intercept. And what is m? M is our slope. And how do we figure out slope? That's great. Remember, rise over run. So we know that this line intersects the y-intercept at -7, right? So we know that b is -7. Then we calculate our rise over run, right? We find a point we know, and we go up 2 and over 2. So the rise over run is 2 over 2. So what's that? That's the same as 1, right? Okay. So our slope is 1. So we know that y equals x minus 7. That's one line. That's great. Okay. So group 2, what do you know? Okay. So we've got all this great information. Group 5, what did you find out? Oh, you found out that the lines cross at the point 8, 1. That's great. Everyone see that point? It's yellow? Okay. So where lines cross is actually where they intersect. So this is a new vocabulary word for you guys, and we're going to go over that in today's lesson. So that's getting you ready for today's lesson. So today's lesson is going to be solving linear systems of equations graphically. So we know if we have two lines, right? These are two separate lines, the two lines we just found, right? Okay, so together, this is called a system of equations. And so you're going to write down your definition.